Welcome back to Heavy Rain. And
Oh,
Really, there's nothing immersive about this. It's
creepy.
literally just a close-up of a guy.
It just looks like he put their head on
what
a
can we,
stick,
hey, Mr. Cage,
turned it around.
Mr. Cage, what can we do for the loading screens? What can we put on the loading screens? Put the face of the characters. It is beautiful because you get to look at the beautiful polygons. It is wonderful. You get to see,
Sure.
you get to see the motions on their eyes. And the eyes tell the story. Who are these people? Who are they?
I don't know.
We can just look at them and imagine
I
a story.
don't care.
We can just look at their faces and imagine a story without the game ever needing to give us one. Thank Christ.
You know, what would have been?
Genius.
I need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Stuff. The
All
end.
right, so if you
We were
might,
playing this-
all right, so you guys might remember 2 parts ago where the Origami Killer sent Ethan a box of origami figures and for the trials, and the first trial brought him here.
Excuse me?
Basically, he has an
Does the Origami Killer... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Does the Origami Killer often leave trials for his...
No, that's all he does. That's all he does. That's all he does. Basically,
Christ, that guy.
But they never seem to have actually established that the Origami Killer has done this before.
They
because
did,
even
they
the
did.
police seem...
they did, Joe. But we did that in the
About
last
the
part
trials?
during Norman Jaden's conference to the other police officers. That's
Wait.
basic-
No. I'm not talking about him leaving the note. I was talking about the trials in particular. I don't
Oh, the
recall him
trials.
actually mentioning
You're a
the trials.
patient guy,
Well,
you are.
Well, we are seeing it, right? We saw that he got the box. We saw that he has to do the trials. That's our explanation. I mean, we don't really need
Well,
to.
You'd keep a car for 2 years.
Well, I guess maybe that was a bit of a nitpick on mine. I'm just a bit annoyed that they never seem to have actually established that this is what the Origami Killer does with...
Guys, what car garage keeps
Yeah.
keeps the same car for 2 years?
Well, the Origami Killer specifically has been paying this guy to do so, apparently.
What? So
It's part of his plan. Basically, allow me to explain, for the sake of confusion. Basically, the plan, what the Origami Killer's modus operandi is this: he kidnaps the kids, then he sends a box of origami figures to the father of that kid. So, and that in order to see that his kid again, the father has to complete a series of trials so he can get letters on his cell phone that will eventually spell out an address, which is the address of where his kid is. So basically, it's the Origami Killer's testing the fathers for some reason that we don't know yet because
So this is like Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Okay. Let me take a guess. The Origami Killer has daddy issues.
yes.
Your
Ladies and
Honor, there's a
gentlemen.
contradiction in this puzzle.
That's I don't know
Just
to the
thinking outside the
Jover
box.
Cordit Award.
Pedro gets what I'm referring to, right?
Yes, I do. Anyway, all right.
Wow.
So
I love that game.
all right. So in this part, you mean the crossover?
Yes.
All
I'm
right.
up to chapter 6 now.
Oh, nice. All right. So I can press circle during this part, so I can see which car it is. So
Well, that's helpful.
Okay.
okay. So
Oh my god,
Okay.
I'm complimenting David Cage. What's happening to me?
Well, to
anyway,
be fair, even I complimented David Cage. By the way, funny thing, audience, outside of this part, Pedro informed me that my favorite character in this game, Norman Jaden, is completely useless as far as the plot goes. So once again, David Cage manages to screw up the few characters I actually like in his game.
he's mostly here for the sake of plot device thing. Like he solves the crime, but
That's it.
and he is the one who kills the Origami Killer. But in terms of actual backstory and actual emotional moments, he doesn't really have any of that.
That's nothing.
So he actually gets to do something in the plot.
He does stuff, but not.
Oh my god, you have to quick time event driving a car.
That's,
No, at least they're not.
that's exactly what
at least
we're gonna
they're
do now, Dwibs. So sorry.
Well, at least they're not
Oh, come on, Dwibs. Are you? Oh, come on. We can't have an actual driving gameplay style. That might make the game fun. We wouldn't want that.
You're kidding me. So they're making a quick
This
time
is- and
for us
this
to
is a
set up a
Sony-
car.
This is a Sony project as well. Couldn't Sony just told David Cage, look at Gran Turismo and do that?
Yeah, I mean, come on,
again,
Gran Turismo. You
like
don't
I've
even
said,
really have
like
to
I've
do
said in
that.
previous parts, Sony gives their development partners full freedom to do what they want.
True.
But in this case, it's rubbish.
Well, true, but I still enjoy the policy that Sony values artistic freedom.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, there can be
Agreed.
there can be downsides to that.
Of course. Well, there's downsides to everything. But the point is, okay, basically, okay, guys, let's guess what the trial
Oh my
is.
god, this reminds me of that scene from Ghost in the Shell.
So guess what the first
Quick,
trial
wait
is,
for a
guys.
naked woman for him to run into.
You have reached your destination.
All right, here's our trial.
Are you ready to show your courage in order to save?
All right, so
Wait,
this is
why is the sat nav?
so this is a test of courage.
Take the highway and drive against the traffic for 5 miles. If you haven't reached your destination in 5 minutes,
So let's see, the Origami Killer is someone we
you
know, and someone we play as, and
you
it's
haven't
apparently
reached-
someone with daddy
It's not.
issues.
It's not necessary. I'm not.
I can do
no,
it.
not
I'd do
necessarily
anything to
someone we
save
played
my
with
son.
as. Like he. It's a
Oh,
character we.
I
It's a.
thought you said it was.
It's a character. Well, I'm trying to keep the spoilers to a minimum, but yeah, like
I sound so scared right now.
yeah. Oh, by the way, I love this one.
My
I,
hand's
I,
shaking.
I don't want to die.
I'm not gonna
I
make
just
it.
don't want to die.
I'm-
Get me the
I'm
hell
not
out of
gonna
here.
make
Come on, man. Get me out.
You know, Shirai, the way you said it even still had more emotion than him.
No turning back
Oh,
now.
I'm not trying hard enough. No, I
Hello,
mean,
obvious
I'm not
pitch picture
trying
just put
enough.
on the sat nav.
Yeah. All right, so let's drive against traffic, shall we,
I've got
guys?
to do it for Shaun's sake.
What could possibly go
Hey,
wrong?
if
No
it's good
choice.
enough for Mario Kart, it's good enough for me.
So what happens if you don't do it? Just like Shaun die?
No. If we fail, we don't get the letters for this specific trial, but we can still make it even if we don't have to complete all the trials. But the more trials we manage to complete, the easier it is to save Shaun.
Oh, do you want to save
So, yeah.
Shaun?
This is like a game you'd find in a DVD special feature
You mean like Dragon's Lair?
or Harry
Or
Potter.
Spy Kids 3D?
Hey, Dwibs, at least the Harry Potter ones were actually somewhat interesting.
And I'll give
Especially the-
and I'll give Dragon's Lair credit. At the very least, in Dragon's Lair, you
They
could
were shit,
you
but
could
they
look
were
at least in Dragon's Lair you could look at awesome animation while you're doing
No, I
it.
think Harry
And I'll
Potter.
give Spy
Hey,
Kids
Shirai,
3D
remember
this.
the
It was actually somewhat challenging on the DVD road.
Shirai, remember the Harry Potter 1 DVD special features where you had to do a pretty elaborate task just to unlock the deleted scenes?
Yes.
Yeah, you
The car just jumped.
you basically had to play the had to do what Harry Potter did in the film to unlock the deleted scenes. You had to get the money, then you had to get the key, then you had to get the money, then you had to get the wand, then you had to do the tasks, and then
See, now this is why I like the actual console Harry Potter games.
well, I like Prisoner of Azkaban.
I love Prisoner of Azkaban.
Hey guys, if I get a PS2 recording device thingy, can I do that game?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Anyway,
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, sure.
I can do all the Harry Potter ones.
Oh, great. Well, I say great.
I'll do the
You get to a certain
PS2 /
game and it
PS3
makes you
versions
wanna
of them.
cry.
guys, this is supposed to be an exciting action sequence.
We don't care. So anyway,
Yeah, I have to agree with
We're
this.
talking about Harry Potter. Shut up.
guys, is there any? are there
Tonight,
any
ladies and
good?
gentlemen, we shall be reading Harry Potter and the Legend of the
Ladies
Heavy
and gentlemen,
Rain.
I apologize. My commentary group has completely lost interest in the plot.
No,
Are
no,
the,
no.
Is there any
Yes.
good PS2 recording stuff?
I don't know.
Pedro, you're the one who does that because all my recording is done virtually on compute via PC.
Wait, you mean Harry? Why do you want me to do Harry Potter? Is that it?
No, I'll do
No,
Harry
no,
Potter. I just
no,
need to
no.
know if there's any good
Who's
PS2
was asking you
capture
for
stuff.
advice?
I need to know if there's any good
It's-
PS2
Oh,
capture
that.
stuff.
Okay, you get the Elgato Game Capture HD. That's the one I use.
Is that what you do for PS2?
Oh my god, the car is suddenly on
Yeah,
fire.
you can
for some
record.
reason.
You can record PS2. You can record GameCube. You can record Nintendo 64. You can record a lot of.
But that's the one that costs like
Pedro.
£100.
I used the car on fire.
Well, again, like I said, Wibs, there's no such thing as a good recording device that is cheap.
I'll save me money then.
reward is in the club component.
Anyway, okay, so we succeeded. So, yeah. Here's one thing that annoys me about this part.
Oh,
What?
Pedro, why is the car on fire?
Is inside the
Because drama, Joba.
But it's raining. Why
Anyway,
is the car on fire?
get your logic out of here. Okay,
I
okay.
don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Anyway, well, here's an annoying thing about this part. During this part that I'm upside down, the controls are reversed. I can. Okay, David. Like for example, if I press when it asks me to press up, I actually have to press down. Okay, David. I see what you're going for, but I don't like it. It's annoying.
Yeah, I'll
What,
say.
do you have to reverse press the L1 button?
No. I'm talking about the direction, the analog
You have
stick.
to hold. You have to let go of the button for it to do stuff.
All right, let's. Hold on. We're gonna escape. Motion control.
Don't fail me now.
Motion controls on the PlayStation.
Left, right, left, right. Kick.
Well, actually,
Okay.
Flower, which is a game by the Journey's creators, actually uses the Successes controls really well. It depends on how they're used, but
I get that. It's like, for some reason, PlayStation motion controls seem to not be used as well often as Nintendo
well, of course,
motion controls.
Nintendo specializes in
And don't
that,
even get me
so-
started on Microsoft's motion controls.
All right, so we beat the trial, so as a reward, we get some letters. So let's
We get the letter.
and a reminder that a little reminder that our son is still alive.
Yeah.
So, okay, what is the point of him doing these trials if we know that someone else is actually going to take care of the origami killer anyway?
What letter do we get?
No, but Ethan doesn't know that. You see, imagine if we die.
I've read.
Imagine if we die while we're playing with Jaden. That means
Also,
that
high Sony product placement on the phone.
that means that if we die as Jaden, the game will move on, and we only have 3 people left. So now we have. Okay, go on.
God damn it! The product placement from Sony's expanding into their games.
I can only imagine one of his trials making him look like a criminal, and then having the police...
David, Grand Theft Auto has more realistic car fire explosions things than you do. That's sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Grand Theft Auto 3 and 4. And those were PS2 titles.
They're developed by good old British developers in
Jova
Edinburgh.
4. Actually, Jova, GTA 4 was a 360 PS3 title, but fine.
Oh,
so yeah,
bad.
back to our quote-unquote strong female character, and we all know
Madison Page.
or as I like to say, David Cage's vision of what a strong female character is: a woman who likes to
Ellen Page.
a woman who loves to take showers.
Shouldn't every human being like to take showers?
No, I mean while she's on camera.
Madison Page, or as Pedro calls her, Ellen
I'm-
Page's poor sister.
I'll be right back. I need to get a drink.
Sure.
Not alcohol.
Oh, cool! She has a motorcycle.
And I don't care at all. In fact,
She gonna be like one of those biker chicks?
actually, the motorcycle doesn't really factor.
She looks like one.
The motorcycle doesn't really factor into the story, at least not until the end, when there's a really stupid moment where she uses a motorcycle. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Right. So it's gonna be.
Oh, wait,
one of
I love this
those-
guy. I love
It's
this
like
guy.
my
Hold on.
best
Cliche
friend
character
now.
number 15 coming right up. So let's pay attention to this guy.
He's a slime. He's a slime bag, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'd like a room.
For you?
Why?
Anything.
Doesn't she have a home?
Hold on. She'll explain.
What? Does she all of a sudden have like visions
on,
tied
Jova.
into her
Explanations will be
because of that
coming.
dream she won't.
Jesus, Jova. Suspense. I mean, they don't have to explain
It's
every
a
single
David Cage
thing.
game. I don't care about suspense.
Jesus Christ, we don't have to explain everything immediately. I mean, come on, give the writer a little time to breathe.
The writer has already failed at his
Well,
job.
I'm trying to be fair here.
I tried being fair too in Beyond Two Souls, and look where that got me.
True.
Right,
David Cage
after a
wasn't
nice
being fair to us by creating this.
Okay.
a nice glass of milk,
Well,
I am.
I'm sorry. Someone in this commentary has to be the voice of reason, the voice of fairness.
Dang, usually that's my job.
the voice of who?
But now it's yours.
The voice of reason.
You see, Dwebs. Like Jova said, at least one person in the commentary, in each of our commentaries, has to be the voice of fairness. To try to speak in a fair, unbiased way. And since Jova cannot do that with David Cage games, it's my role.
I can do it with David Cage games. I just choose not to often when it comes to a certain breaking point. It's like,
Sorry, I've just had a question considering my, intriguing interest in this game. Which version of Harry Potter 1 should I do? The PS1 or the PS2 version?
The PS1 version.
Why?
Okay. Let me
The
explain
PS1
something.
version
though.
has buggy music
Dwebs,
implementation.
let me explain
Well, then
something.
if it's more buggy than the PS1, than the PS2 version, since I only played the PS1 version, then go ahead and play the better version.
Dwebs, let me explain something. Okay, basically you just missed the hotel keep. The hotel keeper is a slimy guy who's all like I need a room, and he's like, for you, honey, everything. Yeah. Again, David Cage cannot actually tell a story or develop characters, so he relies on cliches. Okay. We're about to get stupid. So let's try to pay attention.
Oh, hi, Ethan.
Right, guys, pay attention.
Sir,
Wait.
are you all right?
No, this is right after the car thing. So.
I know.
Sorry, I've got a stomachache. I've eaten David
No
Cage.
ambulance.
You're badly hurt. You need a doctor.
Guys, this is why
there's no
characters in soap operas die. They spend like 10 minutes loitering around trying to figure things out instead of calling an ambulance. You know, a lot of character deaths would be prevented if you called the ambulance straight away.
And what's worse is that there's no reason for him to even hide from the authorities. It's not like he's, wanted.
He's a victim.
Fortunately, in Cage World, there is every single kind of medication in bathrooms, so we can just heal him ourselves.
So what? We've got the cure to the common cold in there
So
as well.
we're gonna heal him
No.
with
You see, let me just to give you an idea, Dwips. Let me tell you what they put in this hotel room's bathroom. They put antibiotics, painkillers, bandages.
Do people come to this hotel to commit suicide?
Fever medicine.
Fever medicine?
Fever medicine, yes. Ointment. Oh yeah, ointment. There's also ointments.
Are we sure we're not already at the hospital?
Normal hotels have mini shampoos and stuff.
Well, but this, again, this is a
I don't remember
bathroom.
going on holiday and finding pills.
This is a hotel. This is a hotel in Cage World, and Cage World doesn't work like the real world.
I mean, seriously, my mom's a doctor. We don't even
dealers
have this
sell
much
shampoo.
medicine lying around.
What's your doctor a mum of? David Cage is screwing up my. What's your mum a doctor of?
See, there you go. Look at that. And
I don't exactly remember the technical term, but I do know that she's one who definitely handles
Necrophen 100
I can't
antibiotics.
remember the
doctor of
Administered
medicine.
to combat
Necrophen,
infection.
100 antibiotics. All right,
Yes,
that's
yes,
not it.
yes.
Of medicine.
That's definitely one of her doctorish traits.
Paraphenol anti-fever.
Jova's
She also
doctor
just-
mom,
Cases
help.
of high fever.
Just
She,
You want
Jova,
me to call her?
you know, Jova. Actually, yeah, you need your mom to join in the commentary so you can tell us what kind of medicine we should use here.
wait, you're serious?
I'm
You're
joking.
serious? You want me to go get her?
No. Not
Nah,
that I have anything against Jova's mom. I've never met her. I'm sure she's a nice person, but
I'm sure she doesn't want to be bored by this.
I should disinfect his cuts.
True.
Oh yeah, disinfectant. Another thing. You see, this hotel is everything.
So is Madison supposed to be a nurse or something?
and it's pretty cheap.
No,
How much does it
I
cost?
assume this is already there in the hotel because
Administer
you know
only in
she
cases
just
of high fever.
came to this hotel.
No.
How
Allow me
much
to. Well, they're
how much
gonna.
does it cost?
How much? What costs? What?
How much did the hotel cost?
Here.
I don't know. They never
this.
say. But
This hotel.
okay. For the sake of my commentary, I'll just explain things. Okay, first of all, the reason Madison is here is because, as we all know, she's an insomniac, and she's going to say to Ethan in a few minutes from now on that she tends to get an easier time sleeping when she's in hotels.
What difference does it make?
I don't know. Second.
Necrophen 100 antibiotics.
Again, I'm sorry, but every time I get to this part, I always forget which medicine it is, so I always have to come back.
Give him the cyanide pills. I'm sure that'll help.
Insert the Brental Floss Dr. Mario song here.
The painkiller. What? Okay, see, here it is. What are painkillers doing in a hotel room? Is this a common thing in America, Jova? Do hotel rooms?
No, it's not.
Hotels give you painkillers for free.
Yeah, painkillers for free. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that motels would be overstuffed to the brim if that were the case.
It says on the box to take one every 24 hours.
I mean, seriously, there's more medicine in here than in your typical health plan care.
Oh, David Cage, you and your complete misconception of what reality is like.
That guy's gonna have a heart attack and die.
Can you imagine what it'd be like if he tried to put a drugs den in a game? I mean,
It'll be
There's
filled-
enough drugs in a
you'll have-
hotel room. How many drugs would be in an actual drugs den?
Let's
in
also,
David Cage?
Jova. Also, oh, by the way,
Probably none.
all right. I
Knowing
already,
David,
Yes,
probably none.
probably zero.
all right. I
Fire
already
expectations
explained.
is half done.
I already explained the thing
That's
about
right.
Madison.
There's
Now,
no in the drugs den because all the drugs are in the motel
I'm gonna
rooms.
disinfect your wound.
It's the perfect
This
plan.
might hurt a
all right. I
little.
already explained Madison. So let me explain something. Jova, you were saying that Ethan is not or being run away from the police. Well, actually, he now is because he caused all that commotion in the road, and that's kind of a crime. So now he's running away from
so
the police.
know it's him.
Well, they don't
There.
know it's him
At least it won't get
specifically,
infected.
but they're after somebody who did that. But so
I
he's
wouldn't
trying
move
to lay
around
low,
for a
I
few
guess.
days
That's
if I
what
were
I'm
you.
taking at least.
Okay, that makes
gonna take
sense.
a
So
shower.
wondering, when I asked if she was a nurse, you said something about
Yeah,
that.
she's gonna explain her a little bit of her backstory in a bit while Ethan is in the shower. So let's actually
Wait,
let
so
the game
she is
do
a
it.
nurse?
Are we gonna have a male naked shower scene?
No, don't worry. We
We
already,
already had
I'll
that
wait
at the
here until you
beginning.
come out.
yeah.
This is the
Let me know if you
media.
need
We
anything.
only objectify women.
Actually, don't you remember, Shiroi and Dribs? We already saw Ethan naked in the
I'm
shower.
making a joke, Jova. Just leave it.
I know, I know. It's just checking.
All right, so now we have a choice. We can either sit or peek at him in the shower.
That way I'll know
I never
Oh,
take the media.
Madison Page, you pervert!
And I work for the media.
All right, so
Madison.
okay, so Madison is asking Ethan to talk to her so that he doesn't pass out.
I live in town.
So what happens if she takes a peek
There
into
you
the
go.
shower?
There you go. See, she only seems to be able to sleep in mortals. It's a possibility. I can search
Whenever I get too
his
exhausted,
code
Don't
if I
ask me
can.
why.
Spend a night
Ugh.
here.
I'm just passing through.
Okay.
In fact, why would she be searching through? Isn't that
Oh wait, no, actually no. It's okay. Here, it's not in this part actually. There's gonna be a part later on. Well, I might as well say it because you guys don't even care about the plot
I
anyway.
take pictures.
Okay, she's a photographer. She takes fashionable design pictures. Okay.
Talk to
And
her.
you?
All right. So
Okay.
second thing. Later on, we're gonna learn that Madison used to she had 3 brothers growing up, and her brothers will always get into fights, and she was always the one who tended to their wounds. So she kind of has experience tending to people using home
Wow.
medicine and shit like that.
So her brothers sound off. Her brothers sound awfully
Thanks for
violent, and
staying.
she needs to patch them up after
I
fighting
feel a
each
lot better
other.
now.
I mean, what are they sadistic?
Okay.
No, I don't mean the brothers fought between themselves. I mean they fought with other kids on the block.
Oh,
So I take it they just lived in a
So
bad
I'm guessing
place.
she lived in Detroit.
so she lived in the bad
Hey.
side of
You
town.
never told
Yep.
me your name.
My name is Bill.
Ethan.
Oh, so you're trying to lay low, but you still tell her your real name.
Oh,
Genius.
and by the way, this was supposed to be, I guess, the
maybe
start.
Ethan's a common
Okay,
name.
okay, Jova. Let's test your calling out things powers.
Let me guess.
ca-
You're going to start a romance between these two, aren't they?
I don't even have to ask the question at this point.
Wow, I even managed to call the question. Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to do that? Oh.
These kind of things
Pedro,
are
why don't you
obvious.
just sit back and let
David
Jova
Cage,
do all the talking?
David Cage cannot seem to be able to tell a story without there being some kind of forced romance in it.
You know, at this point, I wonder if I could actually call what a chilling feeling is going to be about.
Jova, you should work for Quantic Dream as a writer. You'll fit right there at home. You know David Cage's writing by heart.
Are you prepared to suffer to save your son? The old power plant on whatever street.
How did he know he was going to be there?
Because contrivance.
No, Shiroi. No, Shiroi. This is the box that we went to get at the lockers. Remember? We brought this thing here. It didn't send it to
Oh.
us here.
Oh.
Oh right.
I don't remember.
Again, I have to be the voice of fairness.
All right.
True, Pedro's doing a better attention of paying attention.
So
Well,
so Shiro-
not so much
so-
that. It's because I've played this game so many times that I already
Yeah.
know this game by heart. So, anyway, back
Yes.
to Jova's favorite character.
Yeah, this game's really interesting. Shiroi, you know the one thing that was annoying in the PS2 version of the Harry
Ladies and
Potter
gentlemen, our group completely lost interest.
The,
Help us!
Swims, let's try and
game?
stay on topic, I guess.
Last time this
We're making
playthrough,
jokes.
I promise.
I know.
Anyway, this is actually really good. I really like this banter, this interaction between them two.
I'll type it to you in text.
Wait, a good interaction involving Blake? I know I must be dreaming.
Well, good as in Norman kind of does something
there.
cool.
Nathaniel had a gun. Could have killed me. Why didn't you shoot?
Who's Nathaniel?
I am the religious nut.
Have all the information before I make
Oh.
a decision.
When were we supposed to know his name was Nathaniel?
We were told that in the actual chapter.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's been a while since we looked at that part.
All right, so let's be aggressive. Let's be ironic. I love this one.
I thought you were a tough guy, a street cop who's been through the mill.
God, I love these.
I didn't think you'd scare so easily.
Oh, look at Legitimate's face.
Fuck off, Norman.
that was awesome.
I love Norman's look there.
He's busy breaking the fourth wall.
I swear, it's like David Cage. You can actually do it. David Cage actually made a likable character who calls other characters out on their shticks.
Yeah.
Why on earth can't we just have Norman Jayden be the main playable character?
Yeah, Jayden is definitely the best character.
This is probably the best written David Cage character I've ever seen.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, then again, there's Kara. I think Kara is the best written one.
Oh, well, that's not really I was sort of referring more to his video games.
Okay, fine. In that case, yes, Norman Jayden.
And Kara, though, poor Kara, we'll never get to see an actual expansion on that concept.
Well, then again, considering it's David Cage, he would just fuck it up. Alright, so now it's chase sequence time.
How exciting!
This
would be a lot more exciting if this was an actual chase sequence from an Uncharted game where we actually chase and jump and have to do some platforming.
Wow, yeah,
have to do some quick thinking platforming, but no, it's just a QTE.
This is
Let me take a guess. This bald guy is apparently someone they're chasing based on a past record. But let me guess, he also is going to have nothing to do with the Origami Killer.
And there you go, Jova just called it yet again.
Why am I not surprised?
How thrilling. Shiwari.
Chickens! No! No!
Yes.
Chickens! No!
Actually, I was joking. I wasn't.
When did this become a Zelda game?
Chicken.
Yeah. Oh, we're in the meat.
All right. This is actually one moment that I'm gonna give credit here.
What?
Hold on.
Now we're in Rocky.
Hold on.
Is he gonna get knocked out?
I like this particular sequence before we actually find where he is because the overall the overall way this is the point of I like the way the camera angle it really gives a good sense of okay, where is he it's a moment that actually does manage to create some genuine tension, but now it's over.
The lighting in here is also very effective.
Not so.
Pedro, at first I didn't think it possible. I actually am beginning to see why this is definitely David Cage's highest rated game. It's nothing spectacular, but it actually does seem to actually get a lot of things right, especially when concerning Jayden. And
this is very good. I like this.
Yeah.
Press X.
Why couldn't David Cage have actually managed to do more
No.
good?
Honestly, no. Actually, this is kind of like an Uncharted. There's a lot of times in the Uncharted fight scenes where when someone has something pointed like to your neck or something, you have to mash the button to get free. And in my opinion,
I've just realised.
And if you think about it, it's probably the most sensible thing for a game designer to do. I mean, the best way to simulate an actual feeling of try to get an arm away is to just mash a button. It's really the best way.
Guys,
go ahead, Pips.
I just realised something awful.
What?
What?
I have to play Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince again.
Oh crap!
I'm so sorry.
I hate that. I hate the film and I hate the game.
I hate the movie and the book too. But anyway,
we'll get to that eventually. But meanwhile, we'll see you for Heavy Rain Part 8 in this thrilling thing.
Hopefully with less Harry Potter next time.
Yes, there will be less Harry Potter.